Nice music.
Yeah, man. In the upper right. Music makes me think of F-Zero for some reason. I don't know why. On the GameCube. In the upper right corner. Our Terran player who came back from a tough game. He is alive. I don't think you ever played the F-Zero on GameCube, did you?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, it was great.
It's actually a great game.
It's
actually really good.
Dude,
shut up. Over here in the bottom right, we have our Protoss player, mentored by Slayer's Boxer. He is Slayer's Bro. Right, you can talk now.
It's actually, that's a funny thing. You talk to anyone that plays
the F-Zero on
it's like the surprising thing everyone agrees on. F-Zero for GameCube is just great.
Yeah, it's actually, no, it's like, I spent so much time in college.
F-Zero is just, it's a good racing series, man. Absolutely.
Is there an F-Zero on Nintendo Wii?
You know what? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I do have a Nintendo Wii.
I don't have one, but if there is one, I'd get it and I'd play it because it's actually just a great game.
You can come over to my house and play it.
Yeah, I can come over to your house and play it.
I'll get some popcorn. We'll sit on the couch.
Get some pretzels.
Yeah.
The soda pop.
Yeah, man.
Some blankets.
Have a slumber party.
Yep.
All right, so let's see here. You know, I was looking at it before we were chit-chatting. It looked like Brown was going to go Nexus first, but turns out no. He is, in fact, not. He is just scouting a little bit late here. But he does find Alive on his first try, which is always a great boon to Protoss. It's a funny scout time on a 4-player map to scout when he's scouted. Because guess what? If he's not in the first spot, you might not see anything. I hate it when I don't see anything, Tasteless. How about you?
No, I hate that.
You just don't know what's going on. You're like, well,
in the dark, you're like, well, he might be 1-1-1-ing, or he might...
He might be going 3 racks stim with Medivacs. He might be going Marine SCV all in. He might be going Quick Command Center. You never know.
Oh, sick.
Nice. Good move by Alive, blocking that probe from coming in and seeing what's truly going on, which is a very economical build by Alive. Alive got scouted going gas, so he makes a reactor.
Now take a look here. If you look at Alive's progression through the tournament, he was stuck in Code A and has gradually risen into Code S. Now that's pretty impressive. That really goes to show you. Basically, he's been in a constant state of improving.
Exactly.
I love that.
That's a player that definitely has a lot of potential. If you can improve steadily like that over time, because everyone else is trying to improve during that time. So if you have a lot of steady results and they just get better and better slowly but surely, that's the type of player that like a Korean pro team is going to want to have.
Oh, yeah. Now, obviously, Brown is a new face here, so his history is essentially non-existent. He was in the round of 32 in May, fell off the map, and now he's back here. He's looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, he had really impressive games last season, and I was impressed by that last game. You know, he overcommitted, he overspent to kill off SCVs, and that's why he lost, because he got a lead in the beginning, and then his army was good, his gameplay was solid all game long with one big mistake. And when it's one big mistake like that, if he just fixes that one little thing, he wins that game. Or likely wins that game, at least.
Well, the other thing was, he was so ahead anyways, he didn't need to do some kind of dramatic move like that.
Yeah, you know, it was a good game right there. It was a position that he should feel comfortable in.
Well, Alive, if he wins the first game, I guess he almost always wins. So this will be pretty huge if Brown wins the next 2 games.
Yep. Well, we do have Brown going into a pretty standard play here. You know, after his Nexus, he has a little bit of stalker harassment, something that he loves to do as Protoss, and going into 3 gates and a robo afterwards. Just all very, very standard. Exactly what you expect to see. Alive, exactly what you expect to see as well. You know, it was almost a gasless expand. He went the reactor instead, which that's like the highest economical gas opening for Terran. So just very even right now. It's a gentleman's game, Tasteless, as we were saying yesterday.
Yes.
No shenanigans, nothing funny going on.
These are 2 true gentlemen, Artosis.
No clowning around.
With their canes and their monocles.
That's right, Tasteless.
Their smoking jackets.
They're smoking jackets. I need a smoking jacket. I don't smoke.
They're there with their cigars, laughing about how they tore down that orphanage and turned it into a parking lot.
Oh, my. All right, so we do have stim and combat shields on the way. Alive, just playing very normally. moving around with some Marines, seeing if he can see anything. See, well, what's over here? Good placement by Brown on that pylon.
That's
really
one of those
like
little
that.
things that can give you a big edge, a big leg up in the game.
Looks like he was trying to surround anything at the watchtower.
Oh, that's pretty cute, actually.
Yeah, that was a cute move. That was an elaborate flank for units that weren't there. That's what that was.
Okay, double forge.
Cool. All right, so we're going to see a gateway-based play instead of Colossus-based play. Might very well see an Immortal popping out relatively soon. Definitely a Twilight Council will be coming up. And I like builds like this. I like quick double forge on a map like this because, you know, you have that ramp in front of your expansion. You have a ramp in front of your third expansion as well. And oh my, he's actually getting a Warp Prism right now. All right, Stim and Combat Shield's going to finish at the same time, right as Live is hitting. Beautiful timings.
Okay. He might actually have to just block this off entirely.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. This is like, these two guys have balls of steel. That was like a scary situation. I'm sure everyone at home is like, why aren't they either of them doing anything? Because they've just both played that right.
Yeah, it was actually not. Alive was trying to bait out as many force fields. Like Brown was not biting.
Yeah, and he's not biting still. Look at this. Both of them just sitting there. Both of them knowing that one false move is going to change the balance of this game.
It's actually so straight. He keeps one force field just up and running. Oh, hello.
I do like.
Oh!
And he does finally trap a few, and now he can move back to the high ground.
Did you see that reaction timing?
That was so
That was like a trapdoor spider, man.
Yeah. And you know what else is awesome?
It's like
Brown
a Cobra nerd.
Brown put up a cannon in that time as well, which is just so intelligent. You know, if you think you might barely not hold, put up a cannon, for God's sake.
I want to call Brown the Cobra nerd from here on out.
We have a couple Zealots going to be dropped off up here. Great move ever since most of the army of Alive is out on the middle of the map. Just wants to save that Warp Prism. That's important.
Yep. Peace is out now.
Out of here. See you later.
This is where the world ends. There's nothing that exists beyond this upper right corner of the map. Now he's going to leave completely.
Whoa. Look at that. I guess no one got to see that, but he's flying it over the middle of the main base of Alive. And that's like right where Marines aren't. Oh, well. Now they are.
Uh-oh. You know, I think had he stemmed there quicker, he would have actually gotten that.
Wow. Brown is like the guy that drove the taxi Die Hard 3, man. That Warp Prism may be beaten up, but he got out of there.
Yeah. He did, man. Oh, nice. Very, very beautiful force fields here from Brown.
Yeah, he's quick with those. Those things just appear. Well, we do have 1-1 all set. And actually Colossus on the way. This is a very interesting build from Brown. I actually really like this build for this map. Because I didn't think he would go for Colossus tech, because normally when you go double forge so quickly, you're going to have to use gateway units for that. But hold on, we do have a big drop by Alive. Don't know how good this is going to be, though. There's a lot of units out here.
All right, here we go. The Immortal in the back doing so much damage.
And what we don't see in the meantime is he force fielded off his main ramp to make sure there was no counterattack coming in before he went over there.
Damn.
Very beautiful moves. Not normal beautiful, very beautiful. All right, so anyways, this build is really cool. He's really utilizing the map to be able to do maximum skimping. He's a big skimper right now. You know, he's going Colossus and upgrades, which normally you don't go both those right away at once. But he figured, you know what, I can do this. If I force field perfectly and stuff, I'm going to be fine. And that's exactly how this game has gone so far. So he's getting Colossi plus good upgrades very quickly. Now, will Alive eventually tear him apart for it? We will see. But in the meantime, he's doing medevac. I mean, not medevac harassment. He's getting medevac harassed and doing Warp Prism harassment in the main base of his opponent.
Yep. Speaking of shot of the main base, there is Warp Prism getting chased out.
Yeah, it doesn't really end up doing any damage, but the fact that he's really trying it is really good and very smart.
Warp Prism's over there with like 10 hit points. Marine's like, my gun just doesn't quite fire that far. You're like, are you sure? Just try to shoot. Maybe you'll get...
Lean out over the edge. Our Vikings sure shoot that far.
Yeah, Vikings. Sheesh. 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 I'm like Jerry Seinfeld. I'm like, what's the deal with these Vikings?
All right, so Alive right now, taking his third base with good timing. At the same time, Brown is as well. His Nexus about to finish. His probe's going at almost the same time. He's got great upgrades in comparison to Alive. Alive is getting an armory and a second eBay, so he's going to get his upgrades going more, but we're going to have... We already have 2-1 for Brown, which is pretty huge, especially as his third Colossus popping out now. His third base up. Everything looks really great for Brown. He's got to feel very strong right now, but Alive is keeping up. And though you may be looking at the supply and be like, well, Alive is up almost 30 supply. Brown's in the defensive position. He knows exactly what's going on. He's not about to just walk down and die. He's waiting for some more upgrades. He's waiting for some more units. He's waiting for his economy to kick in. And then his army's going to be super scary. More so than the regular scary that Protoss armies often are.
We're talking like Event Horizon scary?
Ooh,
instead of like just scary like the movie Scream. Did you ever see Event Horizon? The movie is terrifying.
Many times I saw that. Wasn't as scary as Science, though. We always have this argument.
No, I think Event Horizon is actually scarier.
I don't.
Science has a scary scene. Yes, it's scary.
Dude, when that thing walks out of the bushes, I almost die every time. I know it's coming. I have like my hands over my eyes, just peeking through like this. All right. So very nice setup by Brown, setting up some pylons in the front. Good macro displayed by Alive, getting up those extra barracks as his supply does increase. And look at that. That's a tricky little Zealot's getting in there. I'm surprised he hasn't killed those rocks yet.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. So some nice light harassment here. Just picking up a few SCVs. The Zealots are very expendable in this situation.
Yeah. And, I mean, so far as harassment goes, they're pretty even on it. I mean, it's 7 probes killed to 7 SCVs killed at this point. We have 72 SCVs to 77 probes, so when you count in mules, we're going to have a slightly better economy for Alive. He is taking his 4th base at the same time. Once again, as Brown, these two really know what's going on, and a nuke on the way. Kind of similar to that game we saw with Genius the other day, where it's like, okay, both of us know we can't attack each other. Right now, both of us are playing too well, so it's time to get nukes.
Nuke play, the ultimate way to go into the end game. There's so much you get, because at this point in time, guys, and there's a reason why you don't see nukes early game often, is because when it's end game, you have so much of the map, but there's so much stuff going on that the odds of a nuke being incredibly effective is huge. There's so many places you can nuke. You can even nuke an army.
Yeah.
He might not.
Absolutely. He's looking for it. By the way, 4 Colossus out, but 16 Vikings. Alive, not playing around, man. He doesn't like Colossi. He wants to kill them all.
All right, he's moving out to the middle of the map. I would assume Terran's going to engage pretty soon here.
Yeah, he's maxed. He's got a good bank. Brown is maxed, but his bank being spent on other things right now, such as photon cannons. So he doesn't have a real bank right now. And look at this. It's nuke time, Tasteless. I kind of like this. Who wants to engage cannons? Forget it. Just nuke them. Nuke those cannons. 100 for
nuke them
300
cannons.
Minerals?
All right. Spent a nuke on one cannon. All right, here comes the engagement.
And big Viking volleys right now. Huge Viking volleys. These Colossi going to go down oh so quickly. Alive doing a great job right now. And he just tore through that army. Oh, good Size Storm, though. Very nice Size Storm indeed, but more Size Storms coming out of nowhere there. Not expected by Alive, and it looks like just enough that Alive will break through here by landing his Vikings.
He needs to get rid of that Immortal, though.
But actually...
That Immortal's actually doing too much damage.
Yeah, 11 kills on that Immortal. And I gotta say, Alive barely ends up not crushing through on that battle, but he has a lot of bank. He's gonna remax relatively quickly. Whereas Brown, one thing that went really well for him is he killed off most of the Vikings. There's 3 damaged Vikings left on the map, so he can go right back into Colossus play. And in fact, he needs to add a robotics right now. Absolutely, man. When you're killing off Vikings like that, when the player's already shown that he's willing to land his Vikings and battle against your massively upgraded units with unupgraded Vikings, you need to make more Colossi.
Yeah. In the rare cases that you get all the Vikings, always get Colossi. Force him back into doing that. Because he lost a lot of medevacs. He has to make medevacs too.
Yeah, he has to make them
from the same place.
And they're expensive. They take a long time to build. That is one of the big things in PvT. So we have 3-3 upgrades for Brown right now. It's continuing to expand very well, very linearly. I bungled that word. Linearly.
I let it go.
Thank you. But yeah, he's not like throwing up random expands. He's expanding out in a line so that he can defend them easier. Alive in the meantime, trying to get some harassment in here.
Not too effective.
That one might be.
All right, here we go. Moving in now.
Look at that. We have extra orbitals sitting here. But those orbitals look like they're just going to go down, and that's expensive.
That's a pretty big loss. It's 800 minerals.
Yeah. Nice size storm right there on those Marines. A lot of them going down. And, I mean, the supply for Brown, very good. But Alive's drop is still killing stuff, man. He is actually, with that drop, he killed off like 12 warped-in Zealots. It's pretty hardcore. And now going for the planetary.
Is he going to get it? Boom. It's gone.
Down it goes. He has to get out of there, just in case there's a big army right behind him. That's always the fear when you're attacking a planetary. Oh, nice snipe of the High Templar, so he cannot get fed back. And Brown is just, he's playing so beautifully, man. I was a slight Brown fan before, but +1 to Brown fan. And I'm not talking about whatever silly team that is. I know that's a team, man. I don't remember where it's from, though. The Browns.
The Browns is a football team.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, StarCraft's better than football.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it's better than football.
I'm all about Slayers Brown. I don't care. That's it. End of story. All right, so these Colossi going to do a pretty good job. A good number of Vikings have been remade.
He's not covering the Colossi at all here.
Yeah, he's not.
I mean, he's going to lose every single Colossus.
He's going to lose a lot here.
You might as well just turn around and attack until the Colossus die.
And, well, it looks like he's just going to give a big portion of his army. Ouchies. But some High Templars come up. Good size storms. There's a lot of Marines in that army. Oh, man, it doesn't get the size storms quite good enough. Decides he needs to keep running. And suddenly the supply favor goes back to Alive. 6 ghosts on the way. That's pretty frightening. And we do have Alive doing more and more drops. There we go.
These guys are staying so composed when you're this late in the game. There's so much stuff to do. Every decision you make is pretty important.
Yeah, both players playing really, really solidly. Neither one can really kill each other, even though they've both gone for kill moves a couple times. It's not quite like that Genius SC game we saw where like both of them knew they couldn't go for kill moves. Both times these guys have tried against each other, and none of these times have worked yet. They just keep losing armies, and then the other guy's like, all right, maybe I can kill him now. Nope, army lost, and then we're back at similar supplies once again.
There's been a lot more brawling in this game.
Yeah, but still an excellently played game.
The game from yesterday was perfect. It was like watching two like ninjas with swords like swing around and just not hit each other, but like do this crazy dance.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah. Who's going to engage? They're very close to each other.
Yeah,
it looks like Protoss says, maybe I can.
A lot of Archons in there to help tank. A lot of Zealots and 3 Colossi. Pretty big, and the Ghosts all coming in and getting slaughtered off. The Vikings out of position for the entire battle. Oh, that is a blunder and a half. But Alive continuing to rally in more and more units here. Vikings do end up killing all the Colossi, but a lot of units left over for Brown.
All right, now is the moment for Brown. He has to seize this moment, go back up there, take out that expansion. And that, I think, will be a position Alive cannot recover from, especially if he kills the orbital, doesn't just, like, make it move. Is he going to get it? It's in the red.
And it looks like, yes, in fact, he will kill it off. And, oh, man. Right now, there's stuff actually going on everywhere. I can't believe you landed these 1-0 Vikings to fight against 3-1-3 Stalkers. Well, right now, 150 supply to 93. Looks like Alive is kind of running out of gas here. And I'm not talking about Vespine because he has 2,000 of that.
That was pretty cute. As Artosa said that, he looked at me and winked. He actually did that.
I did. I had to, man. That's what that called for.
But that's the only way to save yourself in that situation. Nice, GG.
I'm only trying to save myself to you, not the audience. I'm like, well, as long as Tesa still likes me. All right.
Tesa thinks you're cool.
Very good game, very even. Both these games, the players have been very even, and just little mistakes from either side causing it to go in the other player's favor. I am loving this series so far. Just these two are extremely evenly matched. What do you think about that, Tasteless? How evenly matched these two are?
It's pretty exciting.
You think it's extreme?
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
No, man, these nerds are good, man. These guys are really, really good.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how Live has slowly improved.
Yeah.
Over
and he
the course
keeps
of the
improving.
year. Yeah.
He looks better than he did last season.
Yeah.
Not like marginally, but he does look a bit better.
I'd say considerably better than last
But
season.
Brown is kind of shooting up there. He kind of came out of nowhere, and I tell you, the way he was playing, I'm like, he made a few mistakes. And people on his team, I'm sure, will help him iron those out. I feel like Brown has insane potential watching these games. I'm like,
I agree.
Damn, these are some well thought out builds. What great micro, what great macro. He's keeping on top of all his drops. Really superb, man. I don't know how far Brown's going to get this season, but I think in a few seasons here, he's going to hit at least a top 4.
I see a lot of potential.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, in both these guys, these games have been a real treat. It's not your standard, he attacked into a place where he would lose no matter what. I guess that's the conclusion we have to draw from that. He couldn't, measure his opponent's army strength even when he saw it. But this is a completely different thing.
All right, well, it's a Lives map choice, and he chooses Crossfire. Will we see a tank marine timing that we see so often on this map? Maybe
could.
A 1-1-1. And
this
how
should
will
be one of
Brown
our
deal?
shorter games, I think. PvTs and Crossfire tend to end pretty quick.
Yeah, certainly. I think that Alive is definitely going to one base. We've seen one base TVP on this map quite often. Alive is a player that used to be very cheesy and has turned into a player that has a great range of builds and styles.
And that's what you need to be a good player. You got to have
absolutely.
a range of builds. You can't just go Econ. You can't just go cheese. You can't just do these crazy seed strats. All right, Arctos, the game's loaded. So that means it's time for us to go to game number 3, the final game between these two players, and see who's going to move on in this GSL Code S.